I'm going to be documenting the entire journey going from 0 to 8 figures with a live shopping business. If you don't know what live shopping is, it's very simple. It's basically just selling things on a live stream. So that could be clothes or shoes or t-shirts or literally anything. And if you're wondering why I'm even taking a bet on this industry, take a look at my screen here. I just did a quick search on Perplexity to compare the market sizes right now for live shopping in China versus in the US. And you can see here in China, it's about 695 billion. And you can see in the United States, it's only 50 billion. Much, much, much smaller. And if you know anything about business and trends, usually us in the US, we typically follow China in almost everything. So China is already growing at a massively rapid rate, and I see the US also growing at a very similar rate, although we are much earlier than the market in China. And I believe this is going to be one of the biggest markets in the United States in the next 5 to 10 years. So that's why I'm going all in. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Connor. I do have a couple other online businesses, but I have absolutely zero experience in e-commerce or live shopping. And that is why I'm going to document my entire process starting from complete scratch as a beginner and scaling to 8 figures. So in this video, I want to document exactly what I've done so far and what I plan to do over the next couple weeks. So first things first, the app that I'm going to be doing the live selling on is called Whatnot. It is an app that is specifically for live stream selling. It is relatively new. It started up a couple years ago, but it is growing also with the market extremely rapidly. So the first thing I did was go on the app and look at other sellers to see what's doing well and what's something that I'm somewhat interested in that I could at least get my foot in the door and get started with that already has some momentum. One of the first live streams that I saw was someone selling shoes. Amazon returns a bunch of different athletic and running shoes. Hoka's, On Clouds, Nike, Timberland, all of these shoe brands, they would buy a pallet from Amazon, a return pallet of all shoes that people returned back to Amazon. Amazon sells those shoes at a very discounted rate. So I did a little bit of research. I found this website called Bstock. They auction off all of these different Amazon returns and Walmart returns and Target returns. And I just looked up shoes and I found a couple different pallets of Amazon return shoes. And I found one pallet of 250 pairs of shoes that was going for like a couple $100. So I jump in and start bidding. And this thing bids all the way up to $2,500 for the pallet, which is only like $10 a pair. So that's a pretty good price because some of these shoes are like really nice and they sell in the store for like $100 to $150. So I ended up bidding this thing up to like $2,600 and I won the auction. The pallet gets to my house. So I'm super excited at this point and I'm ready to get this thing started. And the pallet gets to my house and I didn't realize how big this thing was going to be. It was huge. It was 2 massive pallets of boxes of shoes. I should have known, but it was pretty big. It gets to my house, I start unboxing all these, and I bring them all into my house, and I just have a massive, like, literal wall of shoes, like 250 pairs. I'll put a picture on screen. It was an absolute just wall. And then I kind of got busy with some of the other stuff that I was doing, so it ended up just sitting for a couple months, actually, like 2 or 3 months. And then just recently, a week ago, I'm like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do this. And I just scheduled my first show on Whatnot, and I jumped into it. And I started selling these shoes. The first show went really well. I sold about $1,400 of shoes. So I was like, okay, cool, let's do this again. I scheduled another show for about 2 days after that. And I sold another $1,200 worth of shoes that show. And then by the third show, I was almost out of shoes. I didn't have a lot of good pairs left. There was a little bit of like the worst pairs. And on that last show, I did about 400 to 500. So all in all, I made my money back plus a tiny bit of profit. With all the shipping materials and everything that I ended up having to buy, I'm actually a little bit down, but I'm totally okay with being a little bit negative for the first couple shows while I get this off the ground. And I'm honestly pretty happy that I'm not really that negative. I'm maybe a couple hundred to maybe maximum $1,000 negative. So after those shows, I ended up having to pack and ship all those shoes, which is actually really annoying. I didn't think about how annoying it was going to be to pack and ship all of those shoes. Very bulky, very big, very awkward shape, some of the boxes. It was very annoying. So I decided, okay, I don't want to buy shoes again. I'm going to try some clothes and test out clothes and see how that goes. So I found this other website and I find bulk return clothing from J. Crew and Madewell, which are 2 really good brands. So I ended up just buying another pallet of those. That was about 3.8K. I'm about to do those shows actually tonight in a couple hours. So in my next video, I'll update you guys on how that goes, but I have a show scheduled for tonight and also for Friday, which is tomorrow. My plan is to sell all 300 units of those clothes on these 2 shows today and tomorrow. And I'm also giving away a couple other items that I had from the shoe palette. I got a couple Coach bags and stuff that are really expensive, and I want to use those as a giveaway to promote my show, because one thing you can do on Whatnot is give away items to gain followers and viewers. So I'm going to use those expensive items as a giveaway to bring in more traction and more followers to my channel instead of selling them. I'm totally fine with taking some losses, like I said in the beginning, to really get this thing off the ground. And that's what you got to do when you're starting a business. So now I want to show you the little station I got set up for my live streaming. It's very makeshift at the moment, and I'm going to show you all the items that I have. Okay, so we're over here at my little live stream station. Normally there's a little stand here where I put my phone with a big ring light, but I moved that temporarily because I had to do something else with it. But this is the little table that I have. I was messing around and writing some stuff on the cardboard there, but this is all of the items that I got from J. Crew and Madewell. There's actually some really good stuff in here. You can see there's some like really nice pairs of these jeans from J. Crew and Madewell. If you don't know, it's a really, really good brand. But I have this is all 300 units, and then this is some of the leftover like shoes and stuff that I have as well. I do have some leftover stuff there, and then here are some of the bags. I had some sunglasses as well. The shoe palette had like a couple items that were not shoes. It was like some bags and some sunglasses as well mixed in, which was cool because these are actually really expensive. These are 300, like 250 and like 250. So really expensive stuff there. Vera Bradley lunchbox. This Coach bag right here is $400. This Coach bag is $200. This bag is like $150 retail. So I'm planning on just giving away a lot of these bags and stuff instead of trying to sell them so I can build up my followers. And yeah, this is so far, you know, some of the stuff I have. And if the show goes well tonight, I'm probably going to buy a lot more stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've done so far. It's only been a couple days since I started. I'm very excited to see where this goes, and I'm going to be documenting every single step of the process on this channel. So you can watch me literally scale this thing from 0 to 8 figures. So if you want to see where this goes, drop a sub and you can follow along for the journey. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.